Yes. So what was double covalent bond, children?
And when two pair of electrons
Sharing
are shared.
of two pairs of electrons between
Sharing of
two or more atoms is known as double covalent bond. And it is represented by?
Double
Double
line.
line.
It is represented by a double line between the two atoms where the sharing is going on, that we will enter it, right? So this is known as double covalent bond, and the compounds formed by double sharing or double pair of sharing of electrons, they are known as double covalent compounds, right? Clear? Now we will do some more examples. That way we have done example of oxygen. Today we are moving towards the formation of carbon dioxide molecule, right? So what is formula of carbon dioxide?
CO2.
CO2.
CO2. Excellent. That means how many oxygen atoms are attached with carbon?
Two.
Two. Two, right? So first step for formation of organic compounds was, or covalent compounds was, that we have to write down the electronic configuration, right? So carbon, how many atomic number? How much is the atomic number?
6.
Configuration will be
2, 4.
2, 4.
Six.
And valence
Two,
electrons are
4.
4.
Four.
Valence
Four.
is 4. It needs
Four.
4 electrons to accommodate 8 electrons in its outermost shell so as to gain stability. है ना? As per octet rule, we have said that every atom tries to accommodate 8 electrons in its outermost shell to gain stability, right? In 9th class also you said that atoms are trying to gain stability by gaining the stable gas configuration either by losing the electrons or by gaining the electrons. So there we have discussed about ionic compounds. Here we are discussing about covalent compounds. Covalent compounds क्या करते हैं? What they do?
I'm sharing of
They
electrons.
do the sharing of electrons, right? Clear? So we are going to discuss about carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide में, before we start this carbon dioxide molecule formation, one tip of the day is that whenever there is a bigger molecular formula, write a expanded structural formula. What I mean to say, expanded structural formula क्या कहते हैं? किसे हम कहते हैं? It is written that what type of the bond is formed between the two atoms. This is known as expanded structural formula, in which what type of the bond is there between the two or more atoms. So here we have 2 atoms of oxygen. So I have written 2 oxygens of atoms and 1 carbon atom. In between I have written. You can write any other way also. I'll tell you how to write. But this is the simplest way. So it's better at the class 10th level, you write it like this at 180 degree. Okay? Clear to everyone? Now, what is the configuration of oxygen? What is the atomic number of oxygen?
8.
Atomic number is 8. What will be the configuration?
2, 6.
2, 6.
Mukund, how many valence electrons are there, Mukund?
Ma'am, 6.
Pushkar Gupta, what is the valency of oxygen?
Ma'am, valency of oxygen. Ma'am, 2.
2. It needs 2 electrons or it will lose 2 electrons?
Ma'am, it will gain 2 electrons. Ma'am, it bond 2 electrons.
It needs 2 electrons, right? So can I show it with minus sign? कमी है. Minus sign means इसके पास कमी है. Plus sign means उसके पास extra है. Agree? मैथ की फॉर्म में, right? So I'm writing minus कि दोनों को, इसको भी 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन की जरूरत है and oxygen needs 2 electrons, right? So can I say that carbon can share 2 electrons with A oxygen atom, and it can also share 2 electrons with B oxygen atom. Thus, 4 required electrons will be shared with 2 oxygen atoms. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So how should I write that line wala formula? What should I write between carbon and oxygen? 2 lines or 1 line?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
two
two
lines.
lines.
Double, because it
Ma'am,
will
double
form
bond.
2 pairs of
And
electrons.
double.
They will share
Ma'am,
2
two
pairs
sharing
of
pair of
electrons.
electrons.
1 pair of
Two
electron
pair.
from oxygen and 1 pair of carbon. Same way, with this B oxygen atom also, it will share pair of electron from carbon and 1 pair of from oxygen. Agree, all of you?
Yes,
Agree?
ma'am.
So
Yes,
this is the simplest way that how can you write
Ma'am.
this structural, expanded structural formula. Is it clear? Clear
Yes,
to
ma'am.
everyone? Now, how to write the electron dot? Because from expanded structural formula, it will be very easy for you to write down the electronic formula, electron dot structural formula. So how will we write electron dot structural formula? With the help of valence electrons or valency?
Valence electron.
Valence electrons. Valence electrons. We will show the valence electrons of carbon. We will show the valence electrons of oxygen as well. Agree? How many valence electrons are there of carbon? Pari?
4.
How many valence electrons of carbon are there?
4.
4. So,
4.
can I show it by 2 here and 2 here?
Yes, ma'am.
Why I am writing 2 electrons here, 2 here? Why don't I write all the 4 electrons with 1 oxygen atom only? Can I do it like this?
No, ma'am.
Why?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, because one
Ma'am,
oxygen
because it
atom
has to share
needs
its valence
only
electrons with
two,
two oxygen
because only
atoms.
2 electrons.
Oxygen 2 ही electron
And
share
ma'am,
कर
since
सकता है. Maximum 2 electrons can be
yes,
shared
ma'am.
by oxygen atom. Oxygen cannot share 4 electrons. है ही नहीं उसके पास. कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है ऑक्सीजन के पास आउटोमोस्ट में शेयर करने के लिए? कितने चाहिए उसको? 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स 6 हैं. आप कहोगे करने को तो मैम 6 है उसके पास, बट क्या वो शेयर कर सकता है?
No.
नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि उसको 2 ही चाहिए. कॉरस्पॉन्डिंगली भाई एक की जरूरत है, दूसरे की भी तो जरूरत है ना. कार्बन की जरूरत कितनी है? 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन की. पर ऑक्सीजन की जरूरत कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन की है? 4 की, 2 की, 6 की?
Ma'am,
ओनली 2.
2.
इट नीड्स ओनली 2. तो ये 4 शेयर करेगा ही नहीं. बात समझ में आया जी? राइट. वैसे भी बेटा किसी भी एटम को वेरी ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी इज रिक्वायर्ड टू फोर दिस share these 4 pairs of electrons, which is not possible in natural stages. Which is not possible in natural state. So it will share only 2 electrons with oxygen and 2 with the B part. So A will also share 2 electrons, B will also share 2 electrons. So I have shown valence electrons of carbon with 2 here, 2 here. What about oxygen? So A was having how many valence electrons?
6.
6. So I will show 1 pair of electron here. Why I am writing 1 pair of electron of oxygen on this side?
Because it is sharing with carbon.
Because sharing is being done on this side only, right? How many valence electron are left now?
4.
4.
So I will write like this. Now what is the rule? You will say, ma'am, I have shared 1 pair here. So can I write like this? No, you
Yes.
cannot write like this. This is wrong method. Whenever there are large number of electrons, you will write it in pairs form only. You cannot write single electron. Am I clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear here?
Yes, ma'am.
So you cannot write like this. You can write like this only. 2 here, then balance 4, 2 here and 2 on this side. This side will remain vacant. Doesn't matter. कोई बात नहीं. कार्बन में भी तो 2 साइड खाली है ना. Am I clear? Same
Yes,
way,
ma'am.
B part of oxygen will also share 1 pair of electron here and rest 4 will be represented on other 2 sides.
Yes.
Clear to everyone?
Yes,
So now how many valence electrons are there with oxygen in outermost shell? How
2.
many
Now
valence
there are
electrons are
8.
there in oxygen?
8.
Ma'am,
8.
8.
8.
How?
Ma'am,
There are
as
2
oxygen
electrons
has
of
gained
Ma'am, it
two
is
carbon.
6 and it
Are
electrons
will
from
shared
share
by
carbon.
two
carbon
pair
and
of
6
electrons from
उसके
carbon.
अपने थे. So I have to represent it like this. That now by sharing the electrons, it have gained 8 electrons in its outermost shell. I need to represent. This is the way of representing the covalent bond. Is it clear? Same way,
Yes, ma'am.
B part of the oxygen will also, we will show that now it also have gained 8 electrons in its outermost shell. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what about carbon? कार्बन के अपने 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन थे, 2 A से मिले और 2 B से मिले, टोटल 8 हो गए. एग्री?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
2 it has gone from A oxygen atom and 2 it has gained from B oxygen atom, such that now carbon is also having 8 electrons in its outermost shell. Right? Clear?
मैम
But thing is they are sharing. परमानेंटली नहीं गया है. ना तो ऑक्सीजन ने
That
परमानेंटली अपने इलेक्ट्रॉन कार्बन को दिए हैं, ना ही कार्बन ने अपने परमानेंटली दिए हैं. ओनली दे आर शेयरिंग.
time.
They have come, at that day I told you that they have come very close to each other, such that their outermost valence electrons are being shared with each other. They have come very close. So suppose this is oxygen, this is carbon. That's where they are sharing. Clear हुआ जी? Clear हुआ? You can see this
Ma'am.
structure.
मैम ये जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है मैम ये ऑक्सीजन की तरफ थोड़ा ज्यादा अट्रैक्टेड होंगे ना?
हाँ बेटा, क्योंकि इसका एटॉमिक नंबर ज्यादा है, प्रोटॉन्स की पावर ज्यादा है, तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का मॉलिक्यूल आप 11th क्लास में पढ़ेंगे, एंगल बिटवीन द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड
मैम
मॉलिक्यूल इज
120
लाइक
डिग्री
दिस.
पे होता है
Like this.
मैम ट्रायंगुलर प्लेनर.
Yes, it is like this. ठीक है? एंगल इज नॉट इन क्लास 10th लेवल, बट एनटीएससी में पूछ लिया जाता है ये क्वेश्चन. इज इट क्लियर?
यस मैम.
It happens, right? Clear? Okay, but in class 10th you can write like this, there is no issue. एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज की फॉर्म में मैंने आपको बता दिया कि हमने जो ये न्यूक्लियर पावर पढ़ा था इन चैप्टर 5, इन दैट वे दे कैन फॉर्म द स्ट्रक्चर लाइक दिस. बॉन्डिंग में भी डिफरेंट एट सर्टेन एंगल. ठीक है? क्लियर?
यस मैम.
So that's way this carbon is also satisfied now and oxygen is also satisfied. Oxygen is also having 8 electrons in an outermost shell. Carbon is also having 8 electrons in its outermost shell. Clear to everyone? Any doubt in this?
Yes, ma'am.
In chapter 15, we discussed this thing that carbon monoxide is an unstable molecule. Why? Because one oxygen, only one pair it has gained. One more is required. So what it does? It combines with other carbon atom, oxygen atom and forms carbon dioxide, which is rather more stable. Clear? Yes, Sarthak. Any doubt? Shall we move forward?
No, ma'am.
So I am
Yes.
giving
Yes,
you
ma'am.
some expanded structural formulas of single covalent bond. You have to do this in your homework. Okay? So suppose I have methane. What is the formula, molecular formula of methane? This CH4,
CH4.
4.
right? This is known as molecular formula. This is known as molecular formula. And if I ask you to write down expanded structural formula, if I ask you to write down expanded structural formula,
मैम वो टेट्राहेड्रल बन जाएगा CH4.
it
Single
will form
bond.
a tetrahedral structure. Very good. Right? So that means carbon, how many valence electrons are there in carbon?
Ma'am, 6.
Four.
4.
And how
Ma'am,
many
6.
hydrogen have in valence electron?
1.
One.
One.
1.
We have done it last time also. Only one electron is there. So valence electron also one, valency also one. Agree? So how many atoms are combined with one carbon atom? How many
4.
hydrogen are
Four.
attached? Four
Four.
hydrogen atoms are there, right?
Yeah.
So can I write like this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
On the all four sides of carbon, I will write one atom of hydrogen. Agree, all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Structural formula.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? But again, it forms a tetrahedral structure.
Ma'am,
this.
because repulsion minimum होती है
Three-dimensionally,
उसपे.
if you see, you will find like this. Structure will be like this. Three-dimensionally. But on paper, we are representing it two-dimensionally. So we will write like this, simple. Clear to everyone? Expand a
ma'am.
structural formula. Can you write electron dot structure here in your homework?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, let us discuss carbon tetrachloride. Leave the space for writing electron dot structure and then move to next example, that is carbon tetrachloride. What is the formula of
Ma'am, CCl4.
chloride? How many atomic number? What is the atomic number?
17.
17. What is the configuration?
287.
287. What is the valence? How many valence electrons it has?
7.
7.
Seven.
What is the valency?
Minus 1.
One.
Minus 1. Clear? Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है जी? तो carbon tetrachloride will be CCl4. Tetra means 4. That's why I have written CCl4. Try होता तो क्या लिखती? Carbon trichloride. CCl3.
Ma'am,
If it would be
CCl3.
carbon dichloride,
2.
CCl2.
2
2.
बेटा 2 डाई मने 2 कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड में 2 लगाया था ना आपने कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड so you put 2 clear by name also mono carbon monoxide you put one carbon one oxygen only got it mono means
Yes.
1 di means 2 tri means 3
3.
and tetra means 4
4.
4.
4.
ठीक है yes so carbon tetrachloride right here also chlorine 4 atoms are there why 4 atoms are there
Ma'am, as it
Ma'am,
is, ma'am,
because-
tetram.
कार्बन को
मैम
4
4
इलेक्ट्रॉन चाहिए
इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है उसके बैलेंस शेल.
कार्बन को 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन चाहिए और ऑक्सीजन को कितने चाहिए
Yes.
सॉरी क्लोरीन को कितने चाहिए
1.
1
1.
so how many atoms of chlorine will join with it to complete it 4
4.
4.
4 will join thus carbon tetrachloride is stable right carbon tetrachloride is stable so CCl4 so I will put same way 4 chlorine atoms on all the 4 sides is it clear
Yes, ma'am.
clear to everyone
Yes, ma'am.
Sumi ma'am is there
Ma'am.
beta yes clear to everyone so there are
Yes,
4
ma'am.
chlorine atoms on all the 4 sides okay will you
Yeah.
able to write the electron dot formula or should
Yes,
I
ma'am.
explain you here
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, we
ma'am.
can.
try कीजिएगा if you are not able to do we'll discuss tomorrow in doubt okay
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
clear
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
any doubt yes beta सार्थक So how
Ma'am,
would we
sharing
define
of
triple
three pair
covalent
of
bond, beta?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sharing of three pair of electrons between two or more atoms.
मुकुंद सही कह रहे हैं?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Sharing
ma'am.
of 3 pairs of electrons between 2 or more atoms is known as
Ma'am, triple
triple
covalent
covalent
bond.
bond. Very good. Write down all of you. And how would we represent it, Yukti? Pari?
Ma'am, 3 lines.
By 3 lines. Very good. We will represent it by 3 lines between 2 atoms.
Carbon atoms.
Between 2 atoms. जहां ये bonding हो रही है, we will show it by 3 straight lines between those 2 atoms. Is it clear? Written all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Written all of you, beta? I repeat, sharing of 3 pairs of electrons between 2 or more atoms is called triple covalent bond. Right, Ji? And
Yes,
it
ma'am.
is represented by, next line, it is represented by 3 straight lines, as I have shown on the board, 3 straight lines between 2 or more atoms.
They are also known as alkynes.
Clear? So please write down. We are going to learn here formation of nitrogen gas. It is a molecule or it is a compound?
A molecule.
Ma'am, molecule.
Molecule.
Right? Subal, put your hand down, beta. Any doubt is there? You want to ask anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So nitrogen, what is the atomic number of nitrogen?
7.
7.
7.
7.
जिससे मैं पूछूं वही जवाब देंगे बेटे, प्लीज. पुष्कर, what is the atomic number of nitrogen?
7.
Yukti, what will be the configuration?
Ma'am, 2.
2.
2.
Ma'am, 5.
Very good. Excellent. 2, 5. Valence electrons are?
Ma'am, 5.
Very good. Valency?
3.
Ma'am, 2. Minus 2.
Minus
Ma'am, minus 3.
It will be minus 3. That means minus 3 means it needs 3 electrons
3
for sharing. 3 electron come hai. So either some metal gives it or it will combine with its own atom. That will be better. अपने ही
Yes.
atom के पास ज्यादा है, so they will try to gain stability. Non-metals, most of the non-metals are doing like this. We have done in single covalent, double covalent also. Triple covalent will also behave like that, right? So what happens? Nitrogen is going to combine with its own atom. Now, how many lines I need to write down for structural formula?
3.
3.
3.
3 lines.
3.
As I told you just now, now we will write first expanded structural formula. This is known as
Expanded structural formula.
expanded structural formula, and sometime, or I should say most of the time in exam comes, write the structural formula. So question may come, beta. How? We will do it in detail. Bigger molecules we will do. There they ask you to write in 2 different ways. They ask you sometime for expanded structural formula and sometimes they ask you electron dot. Whatever they have asked, you have to write that. Am I clear? So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is structural formula,
Yes, ma'am.
right? N2 gas we are going to form. So how many electrons will be there in between 2 nitrogen atoms? Parijan, roll number 21. How many electrons I will represent for A nitrogen and how many by B?
Ma'am, may I?
Gaurang,
Ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, 5. Ma'am, may I?
5, 5. In between I'm asking, beta, in between. In between.
Ma'am, 3.
Ma'am, 3. 3.
May I?
Ma'am, 3.
अक्ष, अक्ष, गौरांग ठीक कह रहे हैं? रजत राठौर? Rajat Rathore?
May I?
How many electrons I should write
Ma'am, may I
here
tell?
in between?
Ma'am, may I tell?
Ma'am, 3, 3.
Ma'am, 3.
3, 3. Very
Ma'am,
good.
3.
I need to write 3. Why 3?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
as valence
triple
electrons
covalent
are
bond.
Because there was triple covalent bond. I told you now, if we will write this structural formula, we will be easily able to write it. We will not do any mistake. Okay. Now left are how many electrons for A?
Ma'am, 2.
2.
4.
So I may write here. Again, here I can write in pair form. यहाँ क्योंकि bonding ही 3 pairs की हो रही थी, that's why I need to write 3 electrons. Otherwise, we never write like this. I told you in previous example. Oxygen के 6 हैं, we will write in pair form. Right? But here because bonding is of 3 pairs, that's why I have written 3 electrons on the one side only. Is it clear?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, on
So-
B also.
And in B atom of nitrogen, how many electrons will be written?
Ma'am, 2.
2.
Parijan, roll number 21. Are you there?
I'm 2 electrons.
2 electrons, right?
Yes.
So now I will represent that how they have completed. So I will take these 6 electrons of A and B both, and similarly 3 electrons of its own and 3 of A also. So they will form nitrogen molecule, and both the nitrogen atoms will get how many electrons in their outermost shell?
3.
8, 8.
8. And this also 8.
8.
तो satisfied हो गए?
8.
शेयरिंग करके हुए बट
Yes.
सेटिस्फाइड हो गए?
Yes, ma'am.
शेयरिंग करके हुए बट
Yes,
सेटिस्फाइड हो गए? एग्री?
Yes, ma'am.
एग्री एवरीवन?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we
Yes,
do
sir.
some bigger example? One more example? All of you have noted? Should I rub it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay. So suppose I give you example of ethine. Ethine. Before we start ethine, in single covalent bond, one more example I am giving you to do it yourself, that is ammonia gas formation. What will be ammonia formula?
NH3.
NH3.
पक्का? NH4 तो नहीं होगा?
मैम अमोनियम
No,
का होता है
ma'am.
NH4.
No,
अमोनियम
ammonium का
आयन
होता है.
होता है. Very good, excellent. That is ammonium ion. NH4 is ammonium ion. I am asking you to write down the formula for ammonia gas. Please write down both so that you should remember. You should not do mistake in future. Beta, please mute you. So, I am asking you to write down the structural formula of ethine.
Ma'am, C2H4.
C4.
C2H4. Ma'am, it will be sharing triple covalent bond between 2 carbon atoms,
C2H2.
and then
No.
Hc.
This is
With-
C2H2. Ethine is C2H2. Okay. Ethine is C2H2. I hope ammonia is noted, all of you.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So write down the structural formula, expanded formula. If I write, how would I write? How would I write?
Ma'am, C double bond C.
Ma'am, triple bond between carbon atoms.
Very good. Triple bond between carbon
HC
atom
CH.
and two